Welcome. I'm Donna Sumners, and I would like to thank you for being in the kitchen with me today. Today I'm going to demonstrate my grandmother's recipe of banana pudding. This is my grandmother and my grandfather. This picture I think was taken about a month after I was born. I'm also wearing my grandmother's apron, and this was her favorite bowl to serve banana pudding from. So convenience foods in our society today have made from scratch old-fashioned recipes a dying art. So today I will demonstrate a very old from scratch recipe. If my grandmother, Maddie Sue Melton, or Granny Susie, as she was known to her 14 grandchildren, were still alive, she would be 108 years old. So to say this recipe is old is an understatement. It has been passed down for 3 generations, and it's on its way to the 4th. Granny Susie loved to cook, as my mother, who was her daughter, and as I do. It truly has been a gift God has given us to have a desire to feed people. We love to see the enjoyment that people get from eating the food that we have prepared. My grandmother not only cooked for her large family, but she also worked in a hospital cafeteria and a school cafeteria at different times in her life. So the recipe I'm sharing today is Granny's banana pudding. But just in case there's anyone out there that has a banana aversion, you can make a coconut pudding out of the same recipe by simply subbing out shredded coconut for the bananas. So I have to tell you a funny story. My mother's oldest brother fell into the banana aversion category. So Granny would frequently make her baby boy coconut pudding. Well, this was in the day before pre-shredded coconut was before you could purchase it at the grocery. So my grandfather would have to hand grate the coconut. So he was once quoted as saying, if Susie had to grate her own coconut, she'd be making a whole lot less of these puddings. So first we're going to gather our ingredients and supplies. The ingredients needed are 2 cups of sugar, a heaping tablespoon of flour, and Granny didn't use a real tablespoon, so this is a heaping tablespoon, 5 egg yolks, and about a quart of milk. But Granny would say you use as much milk as you want to make pudding. You use, in Granny's terms, 2 caps of vanilla, 1 stick of butter, and about 5 bananas, about a 3/4 bag of vanilla wafers, and a half or so bag of marshmallows. And of course it depends on the size bowl that you're serving it out of, exactly how much of those things you'll need. The supplies you need are a medium saucepan, a spatula, a mixing bowl, a whisk, and a knife. So the next step is to combine your dry ingredients. 2 cups of sugar, and add our heaping tablespoon of flour. So some of you might remember Anna Margaret from the last speech. She is going to assist me today. If you'll just stir this and try to get the lumps out of the flour. Okay, in the mixing bowl we've got our 5 egg yolks. We're going to add in about a quart of milk. And our 2 caps of vanilla. I don't know if Granny didn't have measuring tools or was just lazy. Okay, now to make the pudding, you slowly add in a little bit of the liquid and make a paste. And you want to make the paste smooth, getting out all the lumps, because it would just not do to have lumpy pudding. Okay, and then once you've got it smooth, you can just add in the rest of your liquid. You're going to want to cook it over medium heat, and then you're going to you cook this mixture until it's the consistency that you want it to be, how thick you want it to be. Okay, while Anna Margaret keeps stirring, we're gonna go over, ta-da! Pudding is complete, and we're gonna assemble the pudding. First, you're gonna put in your layer of vanilla wafers on the bottom, covering the bottom of your dish. Then you're going to slice your bananas on top of that. Mama always said cutting them from the bottom you had less strings. I don't know if that's true or not, but I do what my mama says. Next layer is a layer of pudding. Once you get this covered with pudding, you're going to repeat all three of those layers one more time. Your cookies, and then your bananas, and then another layer of pudding. Then you will top it with the marshmallows and run it in an oven with the broiler turned on for just a few minutes, but you need to watch close because it doesn't take long. And your banana should come out looking like this. So thank you all for being here today. I hope that you enjoyed this recipe, and I hope that you will make it for your family as many times as it's been made for mine.